Hello, friends. My name is Arnab, and I'm going to talk about anchored in divine gratitude. What a wonderful topic. The way I think about anchoring, the first thing that comes to mind is a ship in the ocean, with anchored to the floor of the ocean so it does not fly away. So the way I thought about this was the ship being our mind, and the ocean is like the delusion and the maya that we are in. And it's constantly floating and constantly restlessly, trying to get caught up in this material world. And when we anchor ourselves in divine gratitude, we're able to complete that circuit with God, the magnetic field that we establish by trying to bring God's love into our lives. God's love is always flowing, it's always coming to us. It's us who are not anchored and we don't receive it. The moment we are able to anchor in God's love and in the divine gratitude, our hearts open. We feel more kind, we feel more compassionate, and as the magnetism builds through God's love, through the experience that we actually see, and in our daily lives, our meditation becomes deeper. Our magnetism itself becomes very sweet and endearing, and we are able to radiate that. We experience that joy internally within ourselves, of course. Every moment that we experience becomes so joyful. And at the same time, we radiate that joy, that Master's joy, God's joy, to everyone around us. I remember the few opportunities that we are so grateful that we had to meet with Swamiji. Every time we would go in front of him, he had an aura of joy. He had an aura of bliss. He had an aura of equanimity, very calm and centered, and that touched everybody around him. So once I remember he was giving a class, and I was very restless after a hard day of work. And the moment I saw him in the class, all my worries, all my anxiety, all my stress disappeared. So when we anchor ourselves in divine gratitude, we not only see and feel everything around us, all the experiences with a lot of joy, but we also learn to respect and listen to others. This is something missing today, and it's so relevant right now that we should listen to everybody, be respectful to others, and be sensitive to everything that's going on around us. And the way we build empathy, the way we actually have a fearless and positive attitude that comes out of this divinity, because finally it's God's play anyways. And who are we to inject ourselves into that play? The moment we do that, the anchor actually loosens, and the ship I was talking about starts floating and dancing in this world of Maya. Instead, as we anchor, the sea becomes the divine, cosmic, infinite ocean, where the mind is calm, the mind is centered, the mind is attuned to God's will. So anchoring in itself is a step of saying thank you for everything that we have. Every experience is given to us because we need it, not because we want it. There are wonderful stories where people have had these kinds of doubts in their mind, and in their meditations they have heard Divine Mother say loudly and clearly, I give everyone exactly what he or she needs. So we just have to be thankful. We do not see the full picture, but we just need to build that level of trust and joy inside us, so that as we attune deeply, as we meditate more, as we anchor ourselves more in the divine gratitude, and constantly being surrounded with good thoughts, with the wisdom, and with the right actions, it just makes our own journey in search of truth, in search of freedom, in search of bliss, in search of peace, even more beautiful. Everything that we do, there's so little stress if we are able to stay anchored, stay centered, and have that gratitude in our hearts. With open hearts, with more kindness, with more compassion, with more joy, with more peace, it just is a wonderful instrument that we can become as we magnetize ourselves that way. So the stronger the will, the more the flow of energy, as Master has said. Now with anchoring in divine gratitude, we can add sweetness to it. So it will be more sweet energy flowing through our sweet will that we can actually share with everybody around us. Thank you.